Hello.
What is happening?
So,
Oh my goodness. So we got that audio thing figured out.
right. Yes, we got that. We figured it out. No one's echoing. Nothing weird is happening.
Well, I was being a little facetious because I had to sit here and listen to that intro the whole way through.
And it was great.
It was fantastic. Oh, we've got actually. What is everybody doing? Oh, I'm going to move. Hold on. I'll be right back. I just have to grab a tea because we ain't ever completely prepared for this stuff. So, you know. All righty. So I would say let's get right into it, but looking happening. You break it.
Did you share it all the places?
You didn't remind me too.
I didn't remind you to. I figured that was a thing that you just did at this point.
Oh no, I've done it twice pretty consistently. That was cool.
Now you should just remember forever.
Let me just go in here real quick. We're just going to share this because we got some really big announcements happening, and I'm so excited.
We have some announcements.
Okay, but one of the announcements we have is huge. And of course, we're going to be giving away some free stuff. Good.
Always.
Always. Okay, good. Copy that. Let's see. We want to share in groups of window. Holy cow, there's a lot of window tint groups.
Hey! We are good. How are you?
Hey, we can share it to the rep.
Rick, it's Eric. Done.
It is.
Yes.
What's up, Eric? Still haven't come by here, and I don't even remember why you were coming by here because you still haven't.
Feels weird to call him Eric.
Woody. That's his name.
Hi, Barry.
Something went wrong with this post. It says you cannot share it.
It's probably in Matt's group. The Autobots are like,
I wished it was, but no, that was in a different group. Let me
no.
Oh, this is just so dumb.
I don't know. I thought it auto-shared, so...
No, it doesn't. Not when we stream the way we do.
Lame.
It is dumb. And if I knew more about this stuff, so that would be really cool. It's it just says we're live now.
Yeah.
And there's no video.
What? I just checked it. Right before.
Oh. I refreshed and it's there now.
I was gonna say.
So I heard a rumor that Facebook was broken yesterday. And
It's super broken.
Yeah, and I was super busy, so I missed it, and
I was so distressed.
Yeah.
If I can't be on Facebook at work, what is life?
Well, sometimes you're on Facebook for work.
Yes.
See, the share button doesn't work. I don't know. You see if you can share it. Or maybe. Let me go into YouTube.
Oh, it let me put it in entertainment.
Okay.
Window tinting business.
Oh,
nope.
Well, that's... I was going to say, window tinting business isn't going to get approved until tomorrow anyways. It won't be live when it finally gets approved.
I mean, yeah.
Here.
We do pros, right?
Yep, we do pros, we do United, we do Revolution.
Oh, hold on.
We do...
Oh, shit. Not that one. Do we do feud?
Sure, why not?
Nope. It said no.
Saying there's a problem, or it won't, or...
It won't let me find Revolution. Do I have to share it as myself?
Oh.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Either way. We are delaying and it is not good. He's coming to see us tomorrow. Him, Will, and AK. All right. So I guess now is as good a time as any to start. Do you just want to start with announcements?
Do you have announcements?
I have one announcement. I don't know if there's anything else you want to announce, but I have an announcement. Let me first get in here so I can show you guys. Actually, we're going to go on this one. And
Ba-da-da.
get this up here.
There we are. Oh, there's an announcement.
Yes, there's an announcement. Monkey strips. We now have all the colors of monkey strips. Before we only had blue. Now we have blue, purple, black, pink, green, and yellow. So for anybody that was wanting different colored ones, we have them now. For for those of you that like are unsure why you would want this, this is basically so like if you have buffers for different things, now you can make them a different color. So if some activities are cleaner than others, you can have a cleaner buffer than others. Very exciting.
Well, and another perfect reason to have multiple colors is because sometimes you use a buffer on a lot of things. So you'll use a buffer for shrinking. So whether it be, and that's something we could talk about too is, shrinking tools or cards or, what are people using? Because you can use a buffer strip. You could use, why am I drawing a blank here? Oh yeah, because we got such a bumpy start. You could use
like a suede blade.
Suede blade, that's it. And a lot of people use the MacTac. Now, any of those are going to be just fine. One thing that I noticed is really nice is with the monkey strips, you can use the card until the strip wears out, peel it off, put a new one back on.
And they peel off really clean too.
And do we know how much they are? How much
we
are
do.
they?
So it depends on what pack size. If you buy just one, they're $2. If you buy 5 of them, they are $9. And if you buy 10, they're $16. So if you buy in a larger quantity, you're going to get more for your money. But not everybody needs 10. So
$1.60 a piece. Now, here's the thing. Honestly, as far as a buffer, the suede blade seems to be about the nicest one. And at about $1.60 a piece, they're really a multi-use application tool. So that being said, I personally, I like them on a back window, but I still, for the back window, you could buy a roll of felt, just cheap Amazon felt, and continuously replace it on whatever your favorite hard card is. These are convenient because they're 5 inches and they just fit. You don't have to cut them. You don't have to fight with them. They just work. The other nice thing about these is they're so soft.
I thought the monkey strips were 4 inch.
Is it 4 inch? Yeah, I think you're right. They're 4 inch.
Because they fit the bondos really well.
I know we got some employees playing on their phone in another room totally separate from what we're doing. And so I can't even have Alex run and grab me one because he's not paying attention. The ongoing occurrence. I think on Tuesdays at 4 o'clock, they should just punch out and go home. Yes. No. Wait, that's wrong.
No, because then UPS comes. And if we ramble on, we will miss UPS.
We do ramble on a lot.
Yeah.
Often.
So yeah, monkey strips, all the colors.
All the colors. And, what I was getting at is, so if you're doing taillight tint, you're going to use one. And if you're doing chrome delete, you're going to use one. If you're doing regular wrapping, you're going to use one. And a lot of times you want to keep those cards separate because some things are more durable. If you're doing, God, I can't even think right now. There's just a lot of different applications for a buffer. And so the nice thing about having colors is you can know which one's for what. You can designate it for in your own head which one you're going to use it for, so you don't accidentally grab one then that you've been wrapping taillights with. That Lux film or whatever taillight material you're using is pretty durable stuff and really well self-healing. But you don't want to accidentally grab that if you're doing a gloss black chrome delete. Because, oh my God, how shitty would that be when you just grab your buffer and it's got some
sand
from around the edges of a taillight, and then boom, you just trashed your piece. And you're not going to trash the first 4 inches of your chrome delete. You're going to get around that corner. You're going to get one side all nice trimmed in. Everything's going to be good. And you're going to see a little spot that you need to push out. And that's when you're going to get the grain of sand. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have these and we have thousands of them. We also have banana buffers for those of you that don't know. Those come in 10 packs.
Those are great.
And those are, oh my God, they're They're mainly for wet application. You can use them for wet and dry, but they were designed. Why can't I find them in the
Banana
search?
buffers. Here they are.
Oh, my search up a picture. But they come in a 10-pack. They are 4-inch also. Now they got these. I lost us here.
They got the little tabbies on them. So like when you put
Yes.
it on like a Bondo, it comes up around the rounded edges of the Bondo. So it covers like what, maybe a half an inch? I don't know.
Inch.
An inch of the buffer. I like these because they are nice and absorbent. And so when I need something really slim to put in like between a grill and a bumper or something like that, they just slide right in there. They're really nice, really absorbent. And if I do take too much water into it, it's as simple as just grabbing a towel and pressing the water out, and you keep going, and it's beautiful.
And they're not just super good for PPF, but sometimes somebody will lay down some vinyl stripes wet. And I mean, with the onset of air release vinyl, it's just, it opened up a whole new world. But there are still a ton of people that still, and to bump those edges, they're good. Same thing with flat glass. Sometimes it's nice to have something that's already wrapped with something absorbent for those difficult spots where you just need to bump the edge to get the edge of your flat glass film like near corners or whatever. And that's another nice thing about that being wrapped around the edge of the card instead of to the edge of the card, is because you get both sides of the corner,
right,
and suck up the water so that the water doesn't seep into your installation.
Yes, they're very nice.
So yes, and we got thousands of those too.
So there's that. All right, so with the giveaways, on the last stream we said, hey guys, let us know what type of giveaway you'd like to see, because once you've done this for a few years, there's not a giveaway idea you haven't done out of like the main normal ones. So ideas run out because you don't want to keep on recycling the same old one. But if you guys tell us to recycle the same old one, it's different. So maybe while we're live, someone could be like, oh, hey, it'd be cool for a giveaway. And, it could be something fun and silly if that's the way you want to go with it. It doesn't have to be anything super serious or whatever. I mean, for Christ's sakes, you're looking at the people that did a tank giveaway based on the number of ums somebody said in a video. So, like, we love silly.
Yes. And you know what? The sillier, the better. And that situation really proved to be one of the most impactful.
People got into it.
Like, for sure, we got so many entries, and that. I'll just throw it out there. It was Rick Tallman did a video, and we decided to sponsor Revolution this year, and so we of course watched this video. Not that we don't watch Rick Tallman's videos, but
we always do.
This is one in particular that we made it a point to watch because he's gonna mention us and tell people a little bit about us, and that was the common theme that through it all. You could tell, because so obviously when you're talking to somebody and you really don't know what to say, comes out a lot. And
or when you're thinking about the next thing to say.
Yeah, and imagine him having, I don't know, 15, 16 different sponsors that he's got to talk about, and his mind's just spinning up there, and he can't think, and but me and Brittany both struggled to figure out, like, how many, God, it's got to be over 100. And
I watched that video so many times.
Yeah, so we did the contest before we actually decided how many there were. And so on the cutoff date for the guesses, we were like, so how many is there? I don't know. Did you count it? I didn't count it. You count it. I ain't going to count it.
I watched that video 4 times and got a different number every time.
and then had to break it down into minutes.
Yeah, so I was listening to it 1 minute at a time. And then once I got 2 counts in a row from that particular minute that matched up, I moved on to the next one. So it was painstaking and awful.
And then she came in the next day and told me what she did and what she got, and she consistently got it twice. And so I did it, and I got it, and we agreed. And we looked up, and that's when we discovered that Donnie Dixon won that tank. So because
Donnie.
Yeah, Donnie is awesome too. And but because of that situation, fate or whatever revealed a person that really needed the industry's help, and the whole industry came together to help Donnie out. I wish I could say you probably, I don't know if you know who Donnie Dixon is, because I think everybody does, but yeah,
most people do at this point.
Now on the plus side of his cancer battle, he is back to work. He started a new job. We helped him out. We didn't get him in a financial good situation, but I think at last count I heard that we as an industry raised $57,000 for him to help him with his medical expenses and stuff. And how cool is that? That's the industry we're in. That's who we are. Not we as in Sun Distributing, we as in an industry.
Yeah, sorry. If you get cancer, we can't find $57,000 for you, but we can find friends that do, apparently.
Yes.
No, that was really cool, though, because, leading into the tinner battles, all the manufacturers were like, yeah, we're on board. Like, let's do this. They were donating things and all sorts of stuff.
So as obscured as you want to get, in a contest, we're game, because otherwise we're going to come up with something like that, and we might make you do worse than count the number of ums. We might make you, I don't even know.
I'm never doing that again. Oh, you know what? We have employees now. I can make them count the ums.
I was going to say, we have people. And I don't know if you guys can see watching this, but I get this random flicker of something going across my camera
It's a ghost.
screen. I think it is.
It's a ghost.
I think it is. So, what do you guys want to talk about? Oh yeah, we're going to give something away.
We usually say that for the end, though.
Yeah, and I still haven't talked to Jordan either. We should shoot Jordan a quick message and find out exactly, because I know that there's going to be a tint keg involved.
I know
with
everything
very
we're
special
sending.
wrap. Oh, Brittany knows things she hasn't been telling me.
I told you.
You need to tell me while I'm listening.
Don't lie about me. I told you.
Not while I was listening.
Fair enough. So,
oops.
Do you want to announce that giveaway, or do you want to?
No, I say we make them wait.
Okay.
It's probably better that they wait.
Okay.
You know everything that they're getting. I don't even know everything that they're getting.
It's going to be awesome.
I know that they're getting things and stuff. I know that they're going to get a keg. I know there's a tin keg involved.
I have the list. It's a good list. Ooh. Good list. Big list.
Oh yeah, it's a long list. Is that
actually,
all
like,
just the
half
giveaway?
of that was a keg build that has nothing to do with this. So, like,
she does this.
Hey, the more things I can cram on the paper, the more use I get out of it saving trees.
So what do you guys want to talk about? Let's talk about things, because
I have some touch-up tools. We could talk about touch-up tools. We could talk about squeegee blades. I don't know.
Nobody watching on Facebook. They just don't want.
I don't know. Something's going on with Facebook right now, I feel like.
Well, rumor has it Facebook broke it yesterday. So,
yeah,
Facebook
it makes sense. Facebook broke yesterday, so now something's happening. But I don't know. It's been acting a little bit funny since it broke.
Yeah, well, I check my notifications to see if my name is, been mentioned. And then I'll look at tent groups to see if anybody's asking for help, and didn't see a lot of that. Last night I scrolled a little bit, and what I did see was people really struggling to decide whether they were safe or not from the big, great Facebook shutdown. Oh, we still have this over here. I see this in the background. That's just a little part of the giveaway. There's a whole bunch of stuff we're giving away.
Oh man,
I
wish we
gonna be fantastic.
I wish we could get Eric DeVosh on here so we can talk about Tintwiz.
Let's do that.
Frickin' love Tintwiz.
Let's send him a message. Let's tell him.
He might be busy right now, so we should probably talk about something else.
Okay. Oh, Eric DeVosh and Rick Tillman both reacted to our post.
Oh,
so,
maybe
see?
He's not busy.
He's not
Hi,
busy.
Cheyenne.
He's hoping that we invite him.
Dude, Tintwiz is just so good. Especially in a shop where you have more than one installer. Oh, the organization it makes possible is, so good. So good. I love Tintwiz. Oh, he's on a Zoom meeting right now, though.
Oh. See, you don't tell me anything. I was sitting here trying to message him, and then you told me, and I just had to erase my whole message. Brittany's of the millennial crowd, so she types real fast and does things really fast, and
all right, I told him we need to set up a Tuesday for him to come on, so we can talk about how how hype Tintwiz is, because it's just such an awesome program.
oh my God, and it's mind-blowing how much it actually does and how far you can take it. If you guys want to talk about something, and a lot of people are like, well, yeah, but it's $100 a month.
But when you look
it is.
That's the thing. Like, you need to gauge value based on, like, how much more efficient something can make your business or make your job. Like, it's like the same thing with plotters. Everyone's like, oh, plotters, they're like $5,000. My hand cutting, it's custom. It's so much better. But when you're looking to do volume or you're like preloading for a dealer or something like that, that's only going to increase your productivity. Work smarter, not harder. Even if it costs you a little bit of money, the amount of money it's going to make you in the end, you're not even going to remember paying it.
Right.
So let's fight about it.
We can we can break down the $100 a month. I mean, when you look at it like it's $100, then yeah, it's $100, man. I can take notes and do these things for $100, but when you break it down, let's say that we're not hustlers and we don't work 7 days a week. And I know a lot of guys, they like to work 7 days a week. Don't understand why, but I used to be that guy. I work 6 days a week, but I'm going to go off on a rant if I talk about that. So let's just pretend that you work 5 days a week and there's 4 weeks in a month. So that's $25 a week, or better yet, $5 a day. So most of us, we go out, we spend $5 a day on coffee. I definitely spend more than $5 a day on these. Lunch is more than $5 a day.
Okay.
I mean, there's a million things more than $5 a day.
Eric's going to be joining us next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, we're going to be talking about Tint Wiz. Mark your calendars. It's going to be good.
And we're hopefully going to be like having some demonstrational type stuff. Because get your questions ready, you know, I mean, because like for real. Yeah, get your questions ready. So Eric DeVos next Tuesday. We have to have more. I got an idea. I do this every Tuesday. Alex! Never like to be in here while we're doing a live to help me with figure out things that I should do.
I'm not saying it's not worth it to learn how to hand cut because sometimes patterns are going to be wrong. Stuff happens. You should definitely know how to do both. But there are a lot of times when that plotter comes in handy, and it's very good. I don't know. I've been spoiled. I've always had access to a plotter, so... Oh, that will be a good question to ask when Eric comes on. I know that it automatically sends like the emails out for like appointment confirmations. I think I heard murmurs of them working on reviews, but I don't know. We'll have to save it for next Tuesday. I'm real excited. We're going to talk about all the things, and it's going to be great. So are we talking about squeegees? Oh, he took his headphones off. He can't even hear me. So are we talking about squeegees? We weren't really listening.
Oh, you could hear me?
Yeah, we could hear you. We just didn't want to.
Damn it.
But, so what did you send him to go get? What are we talking about?
We're going to talk about squeegees a little bit because one thing that I get a lot in orders when I'm talking to people is, oh, I thought I ordered the other one. I meant to get the one with the angled corners, and they ordered beveled. And so there's a little bit of a difference between beveled and cropped. I mean, both the beveled and the cropped are both beveled.
Technically, yeah.
So there's that. But we call the beveled and the cropped because, you know, the tool room's right next door. You'd think he'd be back by now because I can show you. Real. Here they come. This is my stack. Yep. That's a lot of squeegees.
You could just grab one of each Blue Max since they have all the cuts. Okay, so
no, I told them to bring me fusion squeegees. We have fusion squeegees. So anyways, the Orange Crush is a great example. This is beveled. This is cropped. So the cropped pertains to the cut right here, and the beveled pertains to this. Now, the reason that of course, every time, the reason that is that better? Yeah, that's better. Brittany, if she ever gets her squeegee, she'll have a downward facing camera so she can get a little bit better show of it. But so they both, she's going to bring me in here and move me around. They both have the same, okay. I don't want, Brittany, stop it. I don't want to be real big. Alex is bringing you all the squeegees and you have an overhead camera. But, okay, so the reason one is called cropped and cropped, and the other one's called beveled, even though they're both beveled, is because, let me see if I can find it. Okay, here's one. I forgot. Actually, the red line and the blue mags both have a square option, which you notice that does not have a bevel. So we have square, beveled, and cropped, and that just keeps them all separate. So cropped pertains to this cut here, the angle cut. It's a crop cut, and that's a big difference. Now, why would you use one over the other? Oh, and then some squeegees you have a double bevel, and double bevels are awesome. Oh, okay, only fusion, but that is, to my knowledge, other than some of the cheap. Did I say cheap? Oh yeah, cheap. Alibaba cheap. You'll find some there. The problem with the Alibaba cheap with the double bevels, as we found when we ordered some for one of the shows, is the cuts are like so off from one side to the other. There's no consistency. These guys are really consistent, but this gives you essentially two squeegees, because when you do start wearing out one side and you're in the middle of the job, you can pull the squeegee out, flip it over, and then you've got the other side. So that makes that super easy. And that's also with a square squeegee. What makes this real good is if you want to extract some water, this, with this cut right here, this will help make it flexible. So it will flex. Where this is square, there's no flex on the edge. So it makes the same durometer squeegee just a little bit harder, push a little bit more water. The other nice thing about it is with a square squeegee, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 squeegees here. You've got 4 edges, all identical edges. You can flip this over, you got another edge. You flip it over this way, you got another edge. Flip it over this way, you got a 4th edge. So on one square squeegee, you've got 4 edges, 4 times the amount of squeegee. It's going to last 4 times as long. So that's the super cool thing about a square one. The downfall to a square one is, okay, Brittany, you got your overhead camera yet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
People do not get hype enough about square squeegees. Oh, let me move my keyboard.
No. Okay. Take your square squeegee.
Which one? This one.
You only have one, because I told him only fusion. So with the square squeegee, you can. How are we trying to do this? So we need a wall. This will say is like a frame or an edge, and with your square squeegee, when we squeegee up to it. See if I can do this. See how there's a little bit of a gap there? So a square squeegee isn't going to get all the way to an edge. Yeah, I didn't think that through before Brittany's like, I don't know. I was having the same problem. It made a whole lot more sense in my head. I hope that helped. But then you got to understand, though, after you squeegee with a rubber squeegee, so a lot of people like to buy the cropped, and the flat out is a super popular squeegee. It's hard, but it's pliable, gets a lot of water out.
So good.
These we have in the cropped and beveled. But the nice thing about these are you can squeegee into the edge and get that edge clean. And here's the thing, though. What does everybody do after they use their rubber squeegee on the window?
Bump your edges.
Don't you take something like this? And yes, I have one of these.
And no, you can't has it.
One that hasn't been used. All the other ones are all, actually, this one looks like it's been rubbed on something. Somebody probably used it. It might. But yeah, you'll take this around the edges and everything to get that very edge to make sure it locks down. So with this little 1/4 inch here, which equals about 1/8 of an inch that you don't get of that window, you are going to get it with your corner tool. So what your mind tells you you're sacrificing with a square squeegee, you're really not sacrificing at all. In fact, the amount that you gain in using a square squeegee is huge in comparison to what you might lose. She didn't like that part of her keyboard. Thought she'd cover it up with the logos. I like the logos.
I love the fall vibes that Fusion has going on here.
Yeah, what happened there?
I don't know. They don't make
it. Just kind of.
It just worked out.
Okay, and so we've got so many colors of squeegees. Like, what is the purpose?
It's because they're all different durometers. They have different purposes.
I was going to say it, but I'm not even done yet. So we've got 5 different squeegees and 5 different hardnesses. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, these 2 are actually the same durometer. So there's a little more to the squeegee than the durometer. So
what, the red line and the flat out, that's what you're talking about?
Yeah. So the flat out is a molded squeegee, where the red line is an extruded squeegee. Little different technology. And the red line, when you feel the 2, you'll feel that the red line is a lot more slick than the flat out. And the flat out has more flex to it than the red line, as far as that feels, but the hardness is the same. So, and that's just a little bit of the difference. And I'd love to, maybe we can get Jordan on here, because, oh my God, she loses me when she talks about the materials and the design and all the makeup and everything with squeegees and the material. And it's absolutely fascinating.
I don't know. She made a video a long time ago about the process of actually making the squeegees. And that was super cool. And she did explain a lot of why they do the things that they do to, ensure a quality and consistent product every time.
Yes.
There's a lot more that goes into it than we think about.
There's also, I've been seeing a lot of chatter about auto guys starting to pick up the 8-inch squeegees. There's a little bit of a problem with that. Yes, you can use an 8-inch squeegee on the back glass or a windshield, but the curve, if this is in the proper handle, it doesn't allow it to flex the way that it needs to on the curve, and you'll have pockets of water that gets left behind on the tighter curved parts of the window. So it makes it a little more frustrating, and that's why the 5-inch squeegee is a little bit better for that, because it's just got a smaller form. I personally, on a back window, like to use a Stroke Doctor, which is 6 inches of squeegee blade, I believe. And that's just enough. It flexes the handle, the part that it fits in, flexes. Oh, geez, I just zoomed in. But we'll zoom back out. Maybe not. I don't know. There it goes. But the handle that it fits in has enough flex to it that it just works really nice on the back glass for a first pass. And then your second pass, you do want to use a harder squeegee that you can extract as much water out as possible. It just speeds up the drying time. With the, what do you call it? The excess water. I've never really seen, I've been doing this for going on 33 years now.
Oh, wow, you're old.
I've been doing this. I am old, which is what allowed me to be doing this for so long. And the squeegee, or lack of squeegee and all the water out, is not as relevant to adhesion problems. But what happens is, you know, fish breathe and they breathe oxygen, but they're in the water. And there's oxygen in that water. So the more water you leave behind, as it pulls together, because I don't know if you guys have ever noticed after you tint a car, you go look at the car and all the water bubbles form. And then you get all these little bubbles all over the back window. You'll see them on the door, and they usually follow the pattern of your squeegee. And those would be more commonly squeegee trails that just pull together and form little pockets of water along a trail line. Those don't tend to be a problem, but when they get too excessive, where the water pools, so does the air that's in the water. And the water is going to 100% evaporate, but the oxygen that's in the water is going to leave little air bubbles. So on those bigger pockets of water that you might find yourself leaving in a window and be like, oh, that'll dry, it'll be fine. The customer may come back after a couple of weeks when it does dry with a little tiny air bubble. And so that's why on automotive film, it's important to squeegee as much water out as possible. It's not as important as flat glass film. So for flat glass film, originally Fusion came out with the flat out because it's hard. And then they discovered this material for the red line. And it's not harder, but it is. When it comes to the force and the angle and everything, there's a lot of to do around that part of it.
Well, and they've got the big mouth, which is even thicker.
Yeah, Alex didn't grab me a big mouth, so the big mouth was because, you know, once upon a time, security film we had up to, I think, 7 mil, 8 mil was a thick security film. And now we regularly sell a 13 mil, and people will buy like 22 mil. And, you know, something like the Orange Crush isn't going to cut it. And the red line is really going to struggle to get it all out. So then you use the square red line and it does a pretty good job, but you realize it could be better. Yeah, if only I had a 3/8 squeegee blade too. Go ahead. You can make noise in the background. It's fine. That way they don't think that I'm talking to myself when Alex is sitting here now, but he's really into what he's doing, so he's not really paying attention to what I'm saying. Nick, on the other hand, is in the other room, and he's like, oh, I think he wants squeegee handles and stuff. So we're going to look at a couple of differences here. And contrast-wise, I'm not 100% sure. But you guys can see the difference in the, there we go. Put me right there, turn this there. Nope, there we go. So, yeah, there's a little bit of a thickness difference where I'll just show you with the squeegee blade. It makes way more sense to me. Brittany doesn't have a cough button. So you can look at here and see that this one is almost twice the thickness as this one, which obviously makes it much stiffer.
I think it will help if you show it on the short end. I think that would be better to see.
Like that end?
Yeah.
Oh, that is pretty good to see. Although I got a double bevel here. We don't have an 8-inch single beveled red line. Is that not a thing?
Not in the 1/4-inch thickness.
Well, we should tell Fusion that they missed one.
I think the only single bevels that they did were in the 3/8, actually.
Yeah, for the red line. No.
You're talking about 3/8.
I mean, we've got a cropped.
You're talking about the 3/8.
Yeah. No, I was talking about for the quarters.
Only has single bevel. They have cropped, but
yes, correct. Correct.
Just the bevel ones, no.
And we had to make a correction to an order today for this because, and the red line is the only one that has a 3/8 inch, but you have to have the big mouth, and you can do a big mouth standard, or they have a big mouth stretch.
They don't come in the single.
Correct. The big mouth stretched is just,
It's got a longer handle.
2 of these. Yeah, much longer handle. So don't buy the big mouth handle unless you're buying a 3/8 inch. And it says right here on the, where's that? 3/8 inch on the screen. Oh boy, the quality on my side of your feed.
We can kind of see
Hopefully.
it. We're just trusting you.
Oh, okay. I see it real good on mine. But we're learning. I don't have a screwdriver in here, so I can't put this together. But trust me, this is all the way closed out of the box. And all the way closed, you can put a 1/4 inch, but maybe you can see that.
Yeah.
Maybe you can't. There's a little gap there still. And so this will not sufficiently hold a 1/4 inch blade. It just won't. And so we had a customer, he ordered 2 of these and 2 of these. The good news is when you purchase from us and we catch something like this, you get a phone call. And so, he was like, well, I'm doing a big flat glass job and I really want the most extraction. So I think I want the 3/8 one. So we actually refunded him this and got him 2 of these. And so that he's going to have his job, because now he's also going to be prepared for security film and all that stuff. So he's really tickled about that option, where we wasn't so tickled to, I've been doing this long enough, and as a tinner, I've made my own mistakes when ordering, because on a website, even us, actually I can blame Brittany on this one because I make her do all the writing on the website. I can't hear you, so haha.
I'm talking.
Oh, well,
I'll
your
get
mouth is
loud.
moving, so. Oh, don't get loud. I will mute you. Oh, I can't.
You
That's right.
can't.
Haha.
Uh-huh.
I got 2 of these. Oh, I think he brought me.
But I mean,
one.
like, mistakes
I don't know.
happen, but also we try to note things like that on the website. Like, hey, the 3/8 only fits the big mouth handle. And on the big mouth, we try to say, hey, these only fit the 3/8 blades. But, sometimes you're in a rush. You're just trying to go, whatever. And so stuff gets missed. And it just is what it is.
Yes. So that's something, and I'm going to. Actually thought this would be a little bit quicker than this, but
No, it's not. Hold on here.
it's never quicker. But I'm going to.
Here we are. We're at the red line. So right here it says the 3/8 inch thick blades fit into the big mouth handle, and then I have linked to you the 5 inch, the 8 inch, the 5 stretch, the 8 stretch, right there, just like that. And then if we go to the stretch handles, designed to fit Fusion's new 3/8 inch squeegee blades. We go to the 8. Designed to hold the new 3/8 redline extractor blades. So, I mean, sometimes we're going to be in a rush and stuff's going to happen and it's going to be whatever. And we get that.
Other
so
times,
we try to make phone calls when that happens, but also very important to read descriptions.
Do I have sound in here?
Yes.
Okay. Other things, like with these, sometimes you don't foresee the mistakes coming. One thing about us is both me and Brittany both try to monitor more consistent mistakes, because here and there people make mistakes, but some things are more common than others. And one of the common things is, if you don't know, you don't know. So with these, being how you have a proprietary squeegee blade that goes with a proprietary handle, you don't know until you know. So more people don't know than do know, it seems. So that was one of those things that got added in there because we noticed that a lot of people were making mistakes. Same thing with tint kegs. One of the big things on the internet or on Facebook right now is, oh, don't pay $300 for one that comes out of the box working with a lifetime warranty when you can build it yourself. Cool. So here you are, never built one yourself. You go on my website, and sometimes based on the picture, maybe Brittany can pop up the.
You want the 5 gallon?
I think. No, because these people are ordering off of a parts list. So yeah, we noticed a real common theme after a couple of callbacks, because pin lock tanks are not something that is common. So we have, I'm going to use my mouse to point so you guys can't see my mouse. We have the pin lock on the right and the ball lock on the left. And because there's so many different variations, because we allow you to custom build your tank or your hose setup, that we might have this picture or that picture as the front picture. And sometimes we'll click one based on the picture. Somebody might look at this setup and say, well, honestly, I don't need an inline filter, so let me get that one on the right. And they'll click that, not realizing it's a pin lock tank. Now, there's still a lot of people that will go on eBay or whatever, or Marketplace, and find an old pin lock tank. Just so you know, they stopped manufacturing pin lock tanks in 1985. So if you get one, understand that it's at least 36 years old. At least, minimum.
Clean it real good.
So clean it real good and understand that they don't last forever. They do last pretty damn near forever, but there's a couple people that could show you some that they've had around for 30 years and they start falling apart. Age is age, any way you slice it. But we learned this. So on this page, we don't actually have anything warning people, because most commonly you may have this, and if you're ordering a ball lock hose setup, you're probably correct. And you can buy this hose setup for as little as $99, which is going to come with 25 foot of hose, a plastic sprayer, an no inline filter, which honestly the inline filter you don't need.
In most cases.
Blue or a green hose. I don't charge different, even though the blue hose is more expensive to me. It's not more expensive to you, because I want to encourage you to get the blue. It's a better hose.
It's so good.
Anyway, so that's a $99 hose setup, comes with a lifetime warranty. Just that simple. The only thing it doesn't cover is abuse. Wear and tear kind of stuff. But if anything quits working on it, I cover it. No questions asked. It comes with a swivel already. So I know you can go buy a 25-foot hose. I'm getting on a tangent here because I had a specific. Let's look at the pin lock hose setup now, because this is something that she went ahead and added in here on the description. And when we transferred everything from the old website, that this will not fit ball lock keg was in red, but the new website,
the new website said no.
We don't do the text has to be all the same color unless it's a link, and that's not a link, so it's not a different color. But we made it big and ugly so that hopefully, and still some of those get through, and we'll give you a call. We're going to call you and just verify. Can you describe the post on the tank that you have to us? Because we've had too many instances where we just ship the thing out because you ordered it.
Oh.
And how frustrating is it to really be trying to figure this out because you want to save a couple of dollars or whatever, and then you get the parts and you ordered the wrong parts?
Yeah, you're all
How
excited to
cool.
just plug it in and use it and go, and you're like, yeah, it'll be here Wednesday, and then you have to return it.
Or how cool would it be to have ordered something and now you're like, oh, cool, it's going to come Wednesday. And later that afternoon, the phone rings and, hi, this is, I don't know, Alex or Brittany or whoever from Sun Distributing. And I noticed you ordered a pin lock hose. Can we talk about the tank that you're going to put on it? Now, here and there, about 3 times a year, we actually find somebody that actually has a pin lock tank.
Because they meant
But
to
more
order
times
it.
than not, they're like, well, it's smooth. Both sides look the same. And, after a small conversation, we're like, well, you ordered the wrong hose if this hose is going to be for that tank. And then we just switch it out on our end and send them the correct hose, and they still get their hose ready to use on Wednesday. How many of you guys know a supplier that does that for you? Because I've, in 32 years, I've never ran into one. I've never ran into a supplier that tried to help me avoid the mistake I already made. It just, not their problem. They made the sale, they shipped the product, they're done. And I just don't believe in that crap.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like places do that just because a lot of people won't return things. So you bought the wrong thing, so now you own it, so now you're going to go and buy the correct thing. Like, I don't want to accuse anyone of anything, but, like, makes sense in my head.
Well, and I mean, yeah, for real, because I don't return stuff if it's under $100. Well, actually, sometimes if it's over $100, it's just, it'd be nice to, but I have a garage full of, I've got shelves full of, I've got some upstairs here full of things that was not the right thing, that one day I might find a use for it. And one day I might not. I don't know. But that is a little something about, and I know we went off on a couple of tangents, but that's a little something about squeegees and the way that they're designed and the way that they're cut and what makes them different. All squeegee blades aren't the same. And I know that on Amazon, you can get a squeegee blade and handle roughly for the cost of just a blade on one of our websites. But if you used these blades before, and then you go to Amazon and you use one of those blades, you'll realize that it's different. Almost every Amazon blade that you find is just rubber. Problem with rubber is, as soon as it gets a little bit squeegeed off, it gets real sticky and it'll grab the window. Sometimes it'll cause you problems, and nobody wants that in their life. Vinny loves his Orange Crush. What's up, Vinny?
Orange Crushes are awesome.
They are the best.
They are very good. Everyone really loves them, but I would say the Flat Out is a really close second.
The Flat Out is actually, I blame Matt Blackmer for that, because people want to use what he uses, and he used the Flat Out for a long, long time. It's a super good, it was one of those under-noticed squeegee blades. Nobody really even knew about it. And then all of a sudden he started using it. And because it's yellow, everyone's all like, hey, Matt, what's that? What's that yellow squeegee? And he'd be like, oh, it's the Flat Out from Fusion. And next thing you know, I get a spike in sales for Flat Outs. And I'm like, what's going on? Is Fusion running something they didn't talk to us about? And no, it was Matt. He started using a Fusion Flat Out, and everyone started wanting to use it. And so real fast, people started realizing that, wow, that's a legit ass squeegee. And now Matt wants to spread the love a little. He came by here, God, I don't know. I feel like he spent $1,300, and he spent a lot of money. We had to take him a legitimate shopping cart because
Oh,
the basket wasn't cutting
he
it.
posted pictures of it.
He did, but we had to get him a legitimate ass shopping cart, and he's like, well, I talk about tools and stuff all day, and I've always been so limited to what I use. I feel like I should just get one of everything. And so that's kind of what he did. He just went through and one of everything that related to automotive tool wise, he bought so that he could use anything on command. If somebody asked him about a tool, he could grab the tool and use it and give his opinion and feedback. So that's one awesome thing about Matt now is if there's a tool you're wondering about, catch him on one of his live streams and ask him about it. Hey, do you have an Orange Crush? What do you think about that? Or do you have the hybrid? Or he'll give you honest feedback on a tool. Do you have a Platinum Easy Reach or one of the Blue Frogs? And what's the difference? And that's another thing. There's so many corner tools that are designed and shaped just like this. This is a tri-edge. But you got the Platinum Easy Reaches. You got the other, we don't talk about, oh yeah, this was Matt's shopping spree. He had a little bit of fun that day. And Matt has just, I wouldn't say everything, but damn near everything that we sell. Alex, I think the squirrels are.
No, it's.
Oh, we monitor our driveway here. Oh, Brittany kicked me over all by myself. Hi, everybody. Where's Brittany? She had to run away. She didn't want us no more. Where was we? Oh yeah, Matt. He will be absolutely tickled to show you guys any kind of tool and feedback on the tool if you're thinking about wanting to try something and not sure, because tools aren't cheap anymore. This COVID thing has really taken its toll on
Prices.
Yeah. And what's really funny is, well, it's not funny. You guys haven't really seen, we had to increase our Fusion prices because there was a big bump there. And honestly, I would encourage you guys to go on a shopping spree. Fusion won't be going up anytime soon. They just had their price increase. But all the other tools, we've had multiple price increases and not changed the prices on the website at all. And it's time for us to catch up with other suppliers because we don't buy cheaper than they do so that we could sell cheaper than they do. In fact, we probably, because we're smaller than some of the other suppliers, we probably spend more on the same product and sell it to you at the same price. But if we ever get caught up enough where we can just settle down, and what we do is just try to match everybody's prices, and it's coming. So I don't know if it's going to be in the next few days or next couple weeks or the next month, because it really boils down to whether or not we have time to do this sort of thing, which takes a lot of time to go through. We have 1,200 and actually we're probably over 1,300 SKUs. Brittany will have to figure that out one day again.
I don't know. I could probably do it by category and give everyone a heads up. Hey, this category's going up tomorrow. Get your orders in.
Yeah, for sure.
That makes it at least even more manageable on my end, trying to do a category or 2 categories a day, as opposed to the entire website, besides the Fusion category.
Don't let her fool you. When she gets into this stuff, she lives for that stuff. Oh my God.
Sometimes.
I tell her to go through something, and she's like, and like we had a thing just the other day, and I sat through it with her, and line by line, we went through a month of something, and
Shipments.
it was, yeah, and it was, I mean, we do a lot of shipments. We do probably 100 a week, which to the big guys, they're probably laughing. Is that all you guys do? To us, it's growth, so we're happy with it. But in a month, that's like 400 lines that we have to go through. And I sat there with Brittany. We went through each and every one of them to verify something. And Brittany, we get to the end, and she's like, "Well, let me check May then." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're on your own. I'm out. I can't." She's like, "Oh, I love this stuff." And I'm like, "Oh my God."
Oh, your audio. You died. What'd you touch? Oh, battery died. Okay. But yeah, so to finish up that story, because I was there, so I know it. Then I just said, yeah, cool. Leave me then with my numbers. And then I did the numbers. And then within like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, he had the numbers. And it was great. It was good. So there we go. Thank God I stalled long enough. I finished the story for you.
So we made some adjustments, and we did a lot of testing today. So this little guy has been running all day since like, I don't know,
Until
what,
just
10:30
now.
this morning until just now. That's impressive.
He said no.
I am proud for it.
You know,
You're like, hey, what happened?
I
You just
haven't
died.
seen Corey on here at all. I wonder where Corey's at.
Let's call him. Do we have his number? We do.
Oh, do we? I think we do.
You should call him.
I'm going to text him.
Call him. Put him on speakerphone. Be like, you're live on the air. Because we should start randomly doing that to you guys.
Just randomly calling you and being like, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know what you're doing, but...
Barry digs the hell out of the flat out.
The flat out is a good squeegee. It's just... The thing is, like, every squeegee is good at what it's supposed to be used for. So, like, if you're using it for what it's supposed to be used for and not for what you want it to be used for, it's going to be a great squeegee.
You know, flat out or the Orange Crush, I think, for a single color squeegee. These are my favorites. Flat out's a bit harder than the Orange Crush, pushes out a little bit more water. But to be honest with you, and I don't want to bring too much hype because I think we've only got like one of these left. We've got 8-inchers like all day long, but we just got a Fusion order in, and I don't know if they're back ordered or if we just forgot to put them on the list. But we these are nice because yeah, on one side it's a double bevel. On one side it's got the orange, on the other side it's got the blue. Now this isn't Blue Max blue. This is more like flat out hardness wise. So to give you a comparison as to what they are. The orange is a little bit, it's the same, I believe, the same durometer as the Orange Crush.
It's the same as the Yellow Turbo.
Oh.
The Orange Crush is a little bit harder.
Oh, okay. But with the blue backing, because the blue on this is a lot harder, and as you can see, well, you might be able to see, the orange kind of butts up to it. The blue adds stiffness to the orange, which makes it seem like a harder squeegee. So both of them equally, like...
usable.
It's great. And it gives you 2 squeegees in one. And less things to keep track of, and you already have it in your hand. Another secret, and I shared this in another live, but... on your squeegee handle, they have, whoops, I'm going to show it to my monitor over here, but they have Phillips screws here, and what a lot of people do, including myself for the longest time, is they'll put their squeegee blade in there and then they'll reef these down really tight. They only have to be tight enough to hold this. These won't back out. These won't fall out on you. So you just so you can barely move this. And that's going to stay in place the whole time. So if you're using wherever a double beveled squeegee, you don't need a tool to change your blade. So once you wear this out, you just pull that out, flip it over, and push it back in, and it's good to go. Little pro tip that
Corey made it.
Corey, where is he? I see him. Shoo, finally made it. He must have had work to do today. What's up, yo?
I don't know if anyone saw it, but at one point Rick made, I want to say it was like shortly after the red lines came out, because everyone was in the groups just straight trashing them. Because they were trying to use them as an everything squeegee, and they're just not. And Rick made a video titled something like "The Red Line Sucks" or "Why the Red Line Sucks" or something like that. And
why does the red line suck so bad?
Yeah, and he went over like, listen, if you're trying to use this for everything, it's gonna suck.
It's not a cleaning squeegee.
It is not.
It is straight up an extraction squeegee. And it's probably the best extraction squeegee on the market. And I know there's another squeegee out there that gets a lot of hoorah, and one day we'll probably carry it. We're working on it. But currently we can't seem to get our hands on it, so I have used that other squeegee, good squeegee, but the red line squeegee, hands down, if you're just looking to extract water, it's amazing. And if you use it for what it's for, there's nothing out there that's going to beat it. It just won't. And it also comes in a double bevel, because as hard as it is easy to nick the edge. And if you nick the edge, you are going to
leave water trails.
Find yourself, leaving water trails wherever the nick is. So again, using the pro tip, yank this out, put it in on the other side, and start fresh again. So it's really awesome for that. But if you're going to use a red line, you have to use, and I would recommend for a cleaning squeegee, this is not meant to be a cleaning squeegee, the Orange Crush. It's a great cleaning squeegee. The reason I like the Orange Crush for a cleaning squeegee is because it's also a decent extraction squeegee. It'll get a lot of water out. So in a situation where you're in a hurry, sometimes people will just try to hurry up and get shit done. And with the Orange Crush, you don't have to switch squeegees. Now, if you get one of those days, you're taking your time, you're not in a hurry, you want to do everything to the T, this is still a good cleaning squeegee. So I like that. Oh, Brittany just disappeared on us again.
No, see, the Orange Crush is like the middle of the road.
Yes,
because
that.
I've talked to Jordan from Fusion actually about this topic, because way back when I made a whole video on durometer and why it matters. So here we've got our softest squeegee all the way up to our hardest. These ones, these two are going to be good for extraction, and you don't want to use these for cleaning. They're not going to do much for cleaning. They are not flexible enough for that. These two, the blackout is meant for PPF, but if you wanted to use it in tinning, it would be more on your cleaning side. The pink clean is undeniably for cleaning. These two in the middle, though, the Orange Crush especially, is a more well-rounded. So if you wanted to use just one squeegee for everything, that would work. The Clear Crush, she said, they actually developed, they were inspired by, what was it, like the Charger defrost lines? So
Yes.
this is a little bit softer, so it's going to conform better around those, but it's still a little on the stiff side. So if you were using it for that, it's not going to leave like all the water behind. And I guess in a pinch, you could probably use any squeegee for anything. It's just not going to yield the results you want it to.
Well, and honestly, from the Clear Crush to the Pink Clean, they're going to give you, you know, if you've ever used the Amazon squeegees, they're going to give you the same extraction as what you get out of those. Minus maybe the Pink Clean. The Pink Clean is really soft. The Pink Clean is primarily for cleaning, you know, and for a dedicated cleaning squeegee, you really want something soft because you're going to run it in situations that might damage a harder squeegee. And the Pink Clean is absolutely going to take the abuse, and it's soft. It's going to just, I don't know how to explain it. The harder the squeegee is, the easier it is to nick the edge. So the Pink Clean will survive a long, long time.
Well, the harder squeegees, they're not going to curve and conform. You know, whatever that hard edge is just going to slice into them. It's kind of the same reason why on a harder squeegee you can use a hard card sharpener to take that edge off, but you can't use it with the softer ones because they just kind of mush into it.
Yes. Good point. Oh, and that's the other thing, I guess, since we got all the squeegees. Alex, you want to grab me a hard card sharpener?
Yes.
You know, this has been covered time and time again, but one thing I noticed a trend in Facebook, you have the Facebook guys that are like in every post and they read every post, so they'll see it over and over and over again, and then they start bitching about redundancy. It's like, oh, use the search, you know, that's already been covered. Yeah, but this is social media and we like to discuss current events, and my today's current event is something I want to discuss. I don't want to go look through 3-month-old, 4-month-old posts trying to find an answer to a question I have. I want to ask you guys and get your today's feedback. Right. So we're going to give you this again. But this hard card sharpener is absolutely like indispensable. And it's not for everything because, like she said, the softer squeegees like this, it isn't going to do. And a lot of people, they just don't know how to use this for a squeegee because this channel that runs through here, the squeegee blade will not go through there and reach the bottom. Can I just trust me? It doesn't reach the blade, so it wouldn't actually work for it. But if you take your firmer squeegee, orange crush and above, I guess I would say, you can put it on the outside here. And if you look at, let's see that blade, how it sticks out right here?
Here, whoops, let me pull one of these here. Right there.
That little piece right there. Yep, right there.
That's a piece of blade.
And just so you know, sometimes you'll see picture, and we try to keep up with the color on the picture. But they keep every time
keep changing though. Sometimes they're gray, sometimes they're blue.
So what I've been told about these is they use scrap material to create the hard card sharpener, the body itself, because it's irrelevant. What's relevant is the blade that's inside. The cool thing about the blade is if you have, oh, I don't have, I've lost it or buried it. Oh, there it is. So you got your red dot, 2 clicks on your red dot. God, are you going to focus? No, it's not going to focus.
It wants to focus on your face.
I know. Cover my face. 2 clicks on an OFA blade, NT blade, any snap off blade is what it takes inside there. You just unscrew this screw right here and pull this blade out, drop a new one in, set this little spacer thing on there and tighten it up. I used to think that this tab right here, there's a little tab right there. I used to think that mattered, and it don't. What that tab's there to do is to bump the edge. So when you're tightening it down, if this thing wants to spin, because that'll move your blade around, it'll bump against the edge and not spin, so you can keep your blade in place. So aside from that, I don't know a ton more about this thing other than it really works. And the amount that it takes off of a squeegee blade.
I mean, it's like a small shaving. It's so thin. But the one thing that you didn't talk about is the channel. Okay, he didn't talk about it. We're going back to the website because I don't have one in here. So, you see this little channel right here? That is where you run hard cards through. I have not run into a hard card that did not fit in it. So it's pretty good for those.
It is. I don't know how much it's
and
been
then, yeah,
shaved
your
too,
squeegee,
but
you can just rest it on the outside of this channel and run it over.
I found a 19 Ancient Blue Max.
Woo!
So we're going to try this. So you're going to take this and this, you're going to put this right on the edge, and you just, ooh, this has been shaved. It's almost been shaved too much, but I think it'll go through. Because remember, with the bevel right here, every time you shave it down, this part gets a little fatter because it's just stepping its way. This thing's probably been shaved 30, 40 times to give you an idea how... Brittany, we're not supposed to be telling people this stuff because we want them to buy more squeegees. Anyway.
Well, see, and that's the thing. I've seen a lot of people say, well, squeegee blades aren't that expensive. Do you really have to be that cheap? This is not a replacement. This is for if, for whatever reason, you don't have a backup, you have something quick you can do, just get back to the job.
And if you look at this, so I'm going to do it, and I ain't going to be able to get a good camera angle on it while I do it because I got to do it properly. But you slide this through here, and okay, I almost got it. But can you see how much that actually took off? This is so thin.
It's thinner.
Look at that.
It's super thin.
This right here is a brand new edge now. Any way you slice it, it's a brand new edge. And like I said, anything from an Orange Crush harder, and Brittany showed you the hardness scale. So you got the Orange Crush, the flat out, the Blue Max falls in there. I believe just a click harder than the Orange Crush, and then you've got the flat out, and then you've got the red line. So all four of these squeegees, it'll work just fine for. So if any of these are your choice and you want to save a couple of dollars on, replacing your squeegees, some people are like, I replace my squeegee once a week. They're only like $10. Well, actually now they're up to like $15, I think, or something. They're getting expensive. And all the rest of them are going to be going up too because raw materials have just went up. This last year has taken a toll on a lot of things that we suppliers can't stop you. But it's not a hack. This tool is designed to do just that. And the same thing, Alex, can you hand me that diamond tip?
Yeah, so the 5-inch Orange Crush, they're up to $12 and some change. Now this, I doubt we can even see this, but no, it's I wish you could see what I can feel. But this diamond tip, this is old, and it's the edge is just chewed to shit. And I have a box of some old junk over there. But this hard card sharpener, that's what this channel's made for. See how that fits right down in the channel there, real nice? You had it for a second and then you moved.
Yeah, well, I'm fidgety, Brittany.
Right there.
Right there. Right
there.
there. So, but I can't do that while I'm holding this. But you can take this, and the same thing with this. You're going to take that little, and you know what this little tiny edge equates to? The nastiness on the edge of this. So guess what? This is now a brand new surface, and it's baby bus smooth.
I mean, sometimes if you've got a real intense one, you might have to do it twice.
Corey says, yeah, they're expensive. Eric says, what about scratches?
Like to the material or the tool? Woody, let us know. What's the question?
Yeah, you lost me for a second.
Because I know that there's people that like prefer to sand.
Yeah, so the problem I had, I was a sander for many years before I got one of these. And when I got one of these, you'll notice this has a little hole in it. I don't know if this is by design, but I took one of these and screwed it to a bench. And you just run your card through it. And it'll swivel on that, so any angle that's comfortable for you, and you just leave it there. And it's always there. Guess what? It's screwed down. You never lose it. It's great. It'll last, and then you unscrew it to change the blade out of it. Not a big deal. And what was I doing? Oh, yeah, I had another. But as quick as, so while I'm working, I realize I got a little nick in here. I think what Eric might have been saying, though, is, oh, these diamond squeegees are awesome, man. They're a good corner tool because you see the angle on it. It gets in the edges really good. It's got a good hold on it.
Can we watch Stan's video?
We should watch Stan's video, but first, I just want to make this a completely new squeegee. So now I've got two identical little curly things. They're awesome. And now this old beater junker hard card is brand new again. So this thing's indispensable. It'll save you thousands of dollars over the years. And I think the reason a lot of these guys that say that you're too cheap if you don't just buy a new one are just mad because they didn't think of this. I mean, I get that way sometimes when an idea is so simple. And I've been doing it wrong all these years. You know, I mean, anybody ever hear the story of Paul Bunyan? No? I mean, he was very he reminds me of this industry sometimes because he was very anti-chainsaw. He wasn't having it. He could chop down as many trees as fast as any machine ever could.
All right, so Corey asked if the diamond tip is good. We're going to hear it from Stan, the man, Foster.
Does everybody know who Stan Foster is? He's awesome.
Uh-oh.
You need to bring in sound.
I do need to bring in sound. Hold on. Sorry. One moment.
You would think they would make this stuff easier than they do, but yeah, you gotta first you bring in the window and then you gotta bring in the sound capture.
Oh wait. Cancel.
On OBS, you're sharing my sound through your sound feed on.
Hold on. Let's see. I forgot. How do I
Come
do
on,
this
you can
again?
do this, Brittany.
Add audio input.
Add audio input capture.
We're going to call it Stan.
We'll call it Stan.
Where are we going?
And then you will go to looking.
Oh, shoot. Look at my voice meter. Hold on. Oh, I forgot. Hold on. Here we go. We muted it.
Oh.
So, Rick, you can't talk during this because it's going to echo you. So just don't talk.
I'm gonna mute my mic.
Okay. Here we go. Stan.
Hello again, Stan Foster here from AutoWindowTinting.com, and I'm talking about the Diamond Tip from Pro Tools Now. The Pro Tools Now Diamond Tip series is a full line of diagonally shaped handheld application tools. They were designed to meet the challenge of getting into those really hard to reach areas with their square edges and the 20-degree angled corners on both sides. Plus, the raised area in the center gives you a secure, slip-resistant grip even when they're wet. The softer Diamond Tip Green makes a great squeegee because it is engineered to provide a firm texture that delivers pressure to the point of contact with ease, while its special material prevents scratching. Diamond Tip Red, White, and Yellow are classified as hard cards, and they're perfect for bumping edges. Diamond tips are especially handy during the shrinking process because of their really very high heat-resistant material. The hard card diamond tips are made from a scratch-resistant material and designed with the easy grip ridge that make them the tool of choice for laying down those troublesome areas that we all run into during the application process. Diamond cards are also available in a variety of flex ratings. Pro Tools Now Diamond Tips are an all-around favorite for window film, paint protection, and the vinyl graphics industry. And because of their wide selection and overall installation versatility, it's easy to see why they say that these diamonds are an installer's best friend. So, ask your distributor if he carries diamond tips from Pro Tools Now, along with all of the other great Pro Tools Now products. And if he doesn't, just click the Find a Distributor link on the Pro Tools Now website, tell us what you're looking for, and we will connect you with a Pro Tools Now distributor who has just what you need.
I frickin' love Stan. I said it.
Stan's amazing.
I frickin' love Stan. Stan is an absolute legend. Such a cool guy. Yeah, so that's the diamond tip. That is the video that Pro Tools Now, who makes the diamond tip, had Stan assist in making. So
and
cool.
Just so you know, he had brand new ones. The diamond tip stamp does wear off. At least on the yellow ones it does. The yellow one's the only one that we carry because I personally have deemed it the only material I like. And until I get multiple people asking me for a different color, because I mean the red one is just too soft. The green one is too rigid. The yellow one and the white one are real nice. The white one's a little bit harder than the yellow one, but the yellow one handles the heat. And some people do, like he said, use them for shrinking. So it'll handle the heat. It'll do everything the white one will do, but the white one won't handle the heat. It'll melt, so it'll deform, where this one doesn't. And they're great. The problem with, and we could do another whole segment on these, because the problem with these.
Talked about them. Ooh, in the video with the contour?
Yes. But that's the thing about these is there's just so many different cards. And the evolution of tint tools, some of the best tools get left behind because of the hype of a new tool. And then they get forgot about. Because another thing that I've learned since I've been a distributor is we tinters, we really do have short memories. We just do. And I never realized it until I started seeing with me on the other end of it. You know, we would make videos and things would, you know, all of a sudden business was real good. We'd stop making business or videos, and then all of a sudden business was slowed down, and it's like, what the heck? And it dawned on me that that's how I've been all these years too. And when we started doing these tool talk videos, especially when we started doing the contour and I started pulling out some of these old tools that I used to absolutely love, there's nothing wrong with these tools. They're fantastic. But we've forgotten about them because a new tool came out. Like, you know, oh my God, this is amazing. And it is, but so's this. And I forgot about this because I was busy focusing on this. And then somebody came out with something else new. And then I was focused on that. And so, yeah, you got to love the evolution of tools. You know, when I started, tools, they weren't a thing. You know, we had the turbo squeegees. They'd come in an 18.5-inch tube and we'd cut them whatever size we wanted. Some tinners would lose fingers cutting them because we didn't know how to cut them either. And we didn't have those utility cutters, you know, that now I have a utility cutter. It's great. I got a little angle thing that I can crop it. I can put an angle on it, reach up there, squeeze it, and it cuts damn near all the way across the whole thing. And I flip it over and cut the same line again, and I have a perfectly cut squeegee. Where we didn't have that option back then. So we would, a lot of times we learned to put it in a vise and bend it as we cut it, and then make the end look really funny. But nonetheless, it was still
safe.
It was still a lot safer because your hand wasn't where the blade was. When you try to hold that shit down or hold that shit and cut it, and you know, we always cut everything with our snap-off knife, so you'd get almost all the way through and that blade would snap. And
primitive.
Yeah, it was not cool.
Safety.
Safety was not a thing back then, Brittany.
Yeah, you guys
It's
also
way
didn't
more
have
a
any
thing
skin
now.
on your knuckles because you were real men. And so what if the speaker grill grated your skin off? We don't need reach tools.
Hey, we did.
Ugh.
Yeah, we didn't have no reach tools back then either.
You had clipboards. I don't even want to hear it.
We had clipboards, and those were awesome. And they turned it into a frickin' something.
You know,
oh yeah.
One thing I do miss doing is the grumpy old bird videos.
Yeah, those were fun. I think they made the old tinners like me angry because they're coming from a millennial.
Oh, I was calling you guys out. Because no, like the first product I really noticed it on and that it really kind of got under my skin was the Soak Shield. So Soak Shield comes out, it's getting really good reviews. People are so excited, you know. And then you got all these old guys. Back in my day, we didn't need those. Back in my day, we took cotton balls and shoved them down there. And it's like, great.
No, we didn't.
Like, stop. Like, you don't have to complain about every new thing. Because if you just give it a chance, you might find out that it's something that makes your job easier. You might actually like it, Grinch. Chill.
Alex.
Yes.
Go get me a roll of glass.
So yeah, I did. I made those videos coming for all the old dudes. Because it was like, dude, just take a step back. Laugh at yourself a little bit and say, okay, even if I don't get it, you know, this is making somebody out there's job easier. But the problem is when you're like stuck in your ways like that and these new things come out, there's a reason why these things are coming out. There's a reason why Soak Shield and Glass Aid exist.
So here, I was just gonna say, here's a new thing, Glass Aid, and all my, cause like, and I'm not gonna call anybody out by name. You guys know who you are. I got a lot of old timer buddies that we'll sit on the phone and bullshit, and seems like every damn one of them has brought up Matt and his Glass Aid, and what a gimmick this is. Now,
coming from the generation
personally, I don't.
Buttons.
Yeah, it's like, so I got a button right here on my shirt. I could snap this off. Another thing that people would use is, oh, here we go. We could take this and an old one of these, and we could just cut a little piece off. And then you could put your knife. I lost my knife. Where'd it go?
No knife. No more knife for you.
I lost my knife. But then you'd put your knife on it and put that in between the thing, and then you lose that, and you go back and you cut another one off, and always good. That's cool. That works. I mean, no problem. So Matt comes out with this, and nobody wants to use this. But the thing I've been hearing the most is, I've been cutting on glass for 35 years, and I've never scratched a window.
Absolutely. And cars from 35 years ago are exactly like cars now.
So then I recently heard one of those same guys, and again, you know who you are. I'm not going to call you out, and yes, I'll answer the phone when you call me after this video because you want to argue with me about it. But they don't use razor blades, single edge razor blades to clean windows anymore because they scratched a window with a single edge razor blade. But for some reason, you don't need to protect the window from scratching with an alpha blade. And this stuff is fantastic because you outline the window with it, and all of a sudden you don't need a light.
Well, unless it's 5. With 5, you still need one a little bit.
5%. What Matt does is he holds his light on the outside, and it makes the white glow just enough that he can see it to cut it. No more repositioning the light on the inside of the window. It's just absolutely fantastic. So you got that going for it. You're protecting the glass. And here's a tinner with a little bit of forward thinking. He didn't just glue something to a frickin' squeegee blade and call it an invention. He didn't take a paint gutter and cut the ends off of it and call it a tool. He went out and had an industry,
A product.
industry, a manufacturer of a product, and he told him what he was looking for, and they went through several trial runs, and Matt worked for me when he developed this stuff. This was a start to finish. A manufacturer actually makes this stuff. It goes through so many different hands before it actually gets to Matt. And when Matt gets it, he gets a bunch of rolls just like this in a box. That's sticky on the edges. But he gets a bunch of these in a box. And then he goes and buys these, and he has the labels printed.
And him and his wife sit there and put it all together. Now, I don't know, it reminds me
of these together.
The guys that are like, oh, I've been tinting windows since 19 BC, and I've never had to use that. It reminds me of my grandpa. My grandpa grew up working on cars. You know, his dad owned like a gas station / mechanic shop. And so him and his brothers, they grew up working on cars. And these days, my grandpa tries to work on his cars. And it's very scary.
Oh, don't
it's very
do
scary.
that.
It's very scary because cars have changed a lot since then. But he's convinced that he can just handle whatever comes his way because he's been doing it for so many years while not keeping up on technology as it's developed. So sometimes he breaks things. And
sometimes he buys a new car as a result of working on his car.
And it's a sad day. You know, so I'm not saying that if something new comes out, you absolutely have to use it. But at least keep in your back pocket that it's there. So if the day arises that you do need it, you don't look like an a-hole because you just spent the last 6 years bitching on Facebook about what a waste this product is.
And back to the Soak Shield rope. So I was one of those guys. When I was still an active mobile tinner going around to people's shops, and the Soak Shield thing came out, and I thought it was a cool opportunity to make some money, but I didn't use one because I didn't need to. I've been tinting for, at that time, 27, 28 years? I didn't need a rope. I've never roped a windshield, never had a reason to. And I went into this guy's shop to, help him, and painted a brand new, had 11 miles on it, Hellcat Challenger, and beautiful car. Just before I got done squeegeeing out the windshield, the lock started going up and down, and the trunk started popping, and the lights started flashing, and the horn kept tooting random noises, and we was like, what the hell? And at that time, it was a relatively new thing with the Chryslers, and feedback on Facebook wasn't super good. Most everyone said just let it dry out, and so we convinced the guy to let us keep it overnight, and he kept it overnight, and the next day plugged the battery back in, and sure enough, that sucker's just screaming, and nobody then knew where the BCM was. And the only thing we could do is send them to the dealership. Now, I got lucky. I got real lucky because he took it to the dealership, and at that time, before the dealership realized we was going to ruin all these damn things, it was only $1,100, and they decided they would cover it under warranty. Now Chrysler has a bulletin in their system, and if a Ram, a Charger, a Challenger, a Cherokee, Grand Cherokee, any of those come in with a bad BCM, they check it for water damage, and water damage is no longer covered under warranty. So I got lucky. But ever since that day, I was sweating because I don't want to buy the guy a new BCM. And I didn't have to, and I have used every single windshield I do. I stuff something down it. And it doesn't have to, I have dash towels that, sometimes I don't even pull out the soak shield because it's tight. And, I just stuff the towel down in there. Anything to catch that water and not let it drip into the electronics. But I was 28 years into tinting windows before it was ever, how many thousands of windshields I've done in 28 years? Never once had a problem until I did. Same thing with the Ford mirrors. I had a glass guy show me the secret to taking a Ford mirror off, and I laughed at all the people spending all this money and, cutting a line above the mirror or, whatever. And all of a sudden, I broke a windshield, and I was like, oh, fuck. And Ford windshields aren't that expensive. So it was more the embarrassment of the fact that I'm supposed to be a professional, and here I broke. My ego kept me from trying one of these tools. I ended up buying one of those $350 Ford removal tools. Best fucking invention ever. And it's all because of Facebook and people showing me that all these other things eventually fail too. And I already broke my one windshield in my life. I don't need another one. So
Corey said, if you have time, which, yeah, we do. If you have time, I'd like y'all's opinion on how you deal with the dot matrix. So
okay, first, Corey,
it depends.
What specific car? Because most dot matrix, Alex, go grab me a roll of dot tricks. Most dot matrix are easy because the dots aren't super close together. They're just close enough to hinder the way the film sticks to the glass. Dot tricks is made by the film and vinyl design people. And you'll see there, right there. Okay, that probably isn't focusing either, but whatever. I try real hard. I need better cameras or something. I don't know. But dot tricks, basically, most people will tell you, I just use black vinyl. One thing I noticed with using just regular black vinyl, black vinyl is 3 mil thick, which means it's thicker than your window film. Now, it is softer than your window film, more pliable than your window film. When you first squeegee it on, it looks pretty good, but I noticed that when regular vinyl dries, you get silvering and that whitish, that ugliness. So I'm not a believer in that. And also the UV inhibitors, the things that protect the vinyl, are on the surface of a regular black vinyl. The Datrix is made in reverse, so the UV inhibitors are in the adhesive, which protects the vinyl when it's on the inside of the car. So construction's a big deal when doing something like that, especially if you're giving somebody a lifetime warranty. You don't want your solution failing, which is why I don't suggest Elmer's glue, because even though it works fantastic, it's a temporary solution. And if the customer's car sits in the sun a lot, and there's no UV inhibitors in Elmer's glue, it's an indoor glue. It's a child's glue. And so after about 2 to 3 years, it starts yellowing and breaking down. And then it's a redo because it's ruined the film. Datrix, on the other hand, is about a 1 mil vinyl, maybe 1.5 mil. Does it say? It does not say. But Datrix is super thin. The adhesive is super aggressive. And it blends with dots like perfect. It makes the dot section just disappear. And it leaves no whitish. And the reason I said what kind of car specifically is because Honda has, what the hell is it? The Civic, I believe, a little small dot band at the top that is just ridiculous. And the dots are super close together. And also the BMW has one, that same thing, real, not much glass in there. So even Datrix doesn't do a real good job with either one of those. And with those two cars in particular, I would suggest glue. Because one, the exposure to the sun is going to be so minimal with those. I believe it's going to last longer. But those are really your only choices, other than letting the customer know ahead of time, this is your situation. You have these dots, and this is going to be a problem. What's up, Johnny Blades?
So,
love it.
Listen to this. This is on a BMW forum. Guys, I had my car tinted to 30% and was wondering if anyone knows any tricks to keep the tint stuck to the dot matrix as well on the rear window. My last car, a 98 Firebird, had like 5 inches of dot matrix on top of the window, so I cut the tint off from that area and spray painted the dot matrix all black from the inside.
I used to do that. No. I worked for an accessory. Well, I didn't spray paint. I worked for an accessory shop that also did auto glass. And so the pinch weld primer that we used was, and I'm holding it like I'm holding a can, small can, like I think it was 3M shit. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was a super, super bonding, aggressive type matte black primer. And when customers complained enough, we would charge them like $50. And this is back in the like late 90s. We would charge them like $50. And I'd cut the film off, tape it off real nice, and I would just paint the whole dots, and it looked great. Now, how long it lasted, I don't know, but I'm sure many of you guys have seen like vans going down the road that wanted to be a cargo van, but they had windows in it, and they painted the windows, and then you could see the cracks in the windows because paint isn't gonna hold up on a window. It's a great today fix. It looks fantastic.
It'll probably
down the road,
even look great as long as
so
that
much.
customer owns that car. Depending
the best
on how long they own it. So, Eric, if they've been tinting that long, they definitely scratched glass, and any pro should be open to anything that could make their job easier. Eric agrees with me,
Well,
so.
Yes.
So Riley says, what do you feel is the best tint to use to keep that Arizona heat out? If you are trying to keep heat out, hands down, you will want to go with a ceramic film. Now, not every ceramic is made the same. You'll have some ceramics that still have dyes in them and things like that. So if you want something that's going to last a long time, in addition to performing really well and keeping that heat out for you, then you're going to want to specifically ask if the installer's film has dye in it. I don't recommend typically a specific brand, because I don't know what the installers in your area have access to, unless you're an installer, and I don't know what you use then. But I would say definitely go for something ceramic, and a dye-free sometimes is going to be a little more expensive, but if you plan on keeping that vehicle a long time, you're going to get your money's more out of it. That's the official answer. But there's nothing that's going to block out heat like a ceramic is. That being said, I've actually had to make videos on customer expectations, so I'm just going to explain this really quick. Ceramic doesn't mean that your vehicle's never going to get hot. Ceramic means that your air conditioning isn't going to struggle as much to keep you cool, and it's going to cool your car down faster. So if your car's sitting in a hot parking lot all day, it's still going to be hot when you get in. But your ride, once your air conditioning starts cooling things down, it should be more comfortable.
100%. And you will notice too, even if your car is sitting in, because in Arizona, you guys get 120, 130 degrees. Mm-hmm. The inside of your car is going to exceed that. By how much, I don't know. But one thing that ceramic film does for you is, any of you guys, I don't care from Canada all the way down to Florida to Arizona, whatever, leather seats and untinted windows, or even tinted windows in many cases, wearing shorts, you sit down and it scalds the back of your legs. It's freaking hot. What ceramic tint does is it stops that heat that's penetrating, that heats up surfaces on the other side of it. You'll notice that your seats now become the same temperature as the interior of the car, not this whole new hell of a temperature. It's way better. But that's what ceramic does. And so by stopping that infrared heat coming through the window, it tends to not fight the air conditioning as much. But anybody who's ever had a cargo van will know that even without windows, it still gets hot as shit in there. Like, there's no windows. That's way better than window tint.
Your vehicle is if you look at your vehicle, it's mostly metal. Like, the percentage of your vehicle that's actually glass, much less. But I had somebody leave a comment when I made that video, and he had a really, really great analogy. And what he said was, when he's explaining his films to his customers, you've got your dye, your carbon, and your ceramic. So your dyed film is like stepping outside on a bright, sunny, hot day and wearing a black shirt. You're going to heat up real fast. Your carbon is like wearing a gray shirt. You're not going to heat up as fast as your black shirt, but you're still going to get there. And your white, it's going to even slow it down even more. So you're going to be cool longer. Are you still going to get hot? Yes. But it's going to slow down how fast you get hot.
And for anybody that, didn't follow along with that one, ceramic tint is not white.
No.
But
no.
It's a comparison.
It's a comparison.
So the ceramic tint, the window is still going to get just as hot. In fact, I'd be willing to put money on the fact that
the window itself,
a ceramic tinted window, is going to get hotter than a dyed tinted window. The window itself. So you're going to do some blocking on the actual radiant heat that comes through it, but you're going to add more radiant heat from the glass itself. One does outweigh the other, and it's not, it's not a negative. You definitely get more blockage with IR. They have a thing on there, total solar energy rejected. And like, for instance, ours, I can look real quick. It only take me a second. Automotive window film. We will go to... Oh, the one that I like. Which one is it? Supernova. That's the one I like. And we'll look at this real quick. But like our 5% supernova, the total solar energy rejection is 65%. So, and you'll notice on my my ceramic window film on the supernova, a lot of these manufacturers are boasting about how much their IR rejection is. There's films out there that's blocking out 95% IR rejection. They're struggling a little bit on the low angle haze. My ceramic film has no dye in it. It only blocks about 80% of the total solar, or the 80% of the IR rejection, but that equates into 65% total solar energy rejection.
Right.
We can go to a competitor's one, and I don't even know if I have the specs for this. Let me look. I don't know if they show it or not. No, they just want to brag about stuff.
So, all right. Well, we're hitting about the time we need to wrap up. So let me go ahead and run over the details here of this giveaway for you guys. So like we said last time we went live, when we were just kind of hanging out bullshitting with you guys, Fusion has generously donated some items for us to give away to you guys. So you are going to receive an Orange Crush, the 5-inch Fusion handle, a gallon of All-Type, an All-Type shirt, an All-Type coffee mug, a Fusion Turbo, and then a Fusion hard card. Oh, plus we actually now have 3-gallon kegs with a special Fusion All-Type wrap. So you'll get that too. So you'll get a keg and a bunch of goodies.
And what's the value of this giveaway?
A lot. A lot more.
We
than
will
free.
say roughly 3, 4. Would you say roughly $500?
I don't know. I'd have to go through and math it. I'm not good at like just looking at something and guessing a number. Don't do that to me.
Okay, fine. I agree. Johnny Blade says, "Oh, shit." And yes, Corey, she said keg. And the best part is, so we're not just giving away one of these. We're giving away 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Identical packages. Everybody gets one. You get one. You get one. You get one. But we still need to know how we're going to give them away. I need contest ideas, guys. So here's the goal this week. And we've got a bunch of stuff that we played with. And one thing you guys will learn is that I like to give a lot of the stuff we play with over the course of the week away. So your guys' job this week is to tag us in a post. The best way, the easiest way to tag somebody, well, one, you could just put sundistributingdirect.com. That'll put a link to our website, or you can go at Sun Distributing, and as you start typing it, we're going to pop up there, select us, and that's how people tag businesses on Facebook. Tag us in a post and tell us your idea of how you think we should give these kits away. We've got 5 of these sets. I need 5 good ideas. So right now, currently, we only have 5 of you guys left because,
That's
you know, You all win. Everybody gets. No, that is not how we're gonna do this. How cool would that be, though, guys? Look at that.
Well, I mean,
No.
that would teach the 6 people that dropped off when I said, okay, we need to wrap up. Stay to the end, guys. Benefits.
Stay to the end. But they didn't stay to the end, so they don't know about this, so they're not going to do it. So you guys, one thing I can promise you is you go out there, and it doesn't have to be today. It can be through the course of the week. Think about it. Think about what a cool way to give something away is. Tag us in the post, and
tag us in the post. Let us know how to give these away. We'll get 5 good ideas. We'll do 5 different giveaways. What is it? Maybe tomorrow I'll come in. I'll get some pictures. I'll make a post for you guys. So if you want to talk about it on there, we can.
And I've got some squeegee blades that you make us see your post, and I'll make you get free shit. Because I probably can't afford all the stuff I give away, but it doesn't matter. They haven't stopped me yet. So I'm going to keep doing it. And I might even give away these 2 old relics that have brand new edges.
Nobody
too.
Wants those.
Wait a minute. Does anybody want these?
They might want the diamond tip. They do not want that nasty, crusty old Blue Max.
Answer real quick, and whoever answers, diamond tip or Blue Max, first one to type it in the chat's gonna get them. Type diamond, I'll send you the diamond. Yes was not one of the options. Diamond or Blue Max.
Johnny Blades wants it if you sign it.
Oh, okay. But you didn't say diamond or.
Oh, Corey wants the diamond tip.
Okay, Corey wants the diamond tip. I got old ass Blue Max.
No.
I wonder how
Johnny
old this
Blades,
thing
you gotta
is.
sign it for him. You gotta give him an autograph.
I will sign it. I will sign it for Johnny Blades.
All
I need
right,
a marker.
Johnny Blades, send us your address. Corey, we already have yours. You know what's up. All right.
And Mary Dunham said, I just changed locations. I don't know what that means.
She changed locations.
What?
All right, guys. So it is past closing time now. It's been cool hanging out with y'all. But it's time to go. Maybe we'll live stream and hang out with you a little bit more later on in the week. Oh, shoot. One last thought. I forgot. Friday.
Friday.
If you are calling specifically to talk to me or Rick, you can probably get me all day. Because I don't trust you guys here to answer the phone. But Rick will not be here. And I'm going to try to only work in the afternoon. So if you guys could not call in the morning, that would be really cool.
So guys, realistically, we love talking to you. We love when you call. Please, Friday, if you got an emergency, we're here
Just
to help.
Call. Yeah.
But otherwise,
October 8th
Friday's
is a really, really rough family day. This year, it marks the 3rd anniversary since my sister died. So, yeah, I gotta go. I'm sorry. Yeah, so if you guys have an emergency, call. We'll handle it. But if you can wait until the afternoon, please do.
yes, please.
So yeah, you guys are great. Thank you. And we will probably see you later on in the week. Bye.